It's 6 a.m. and we're leaving our mountain cabin rental in Pigeon Forge and heading for Cades Cove on a mission to photograph bears. I've been a professional photographer for over 20 years, and yet I've never really brought my photography onto this channel. But today, I simply must go have a photo expedition. Alright, so we made it to Cades Cove, and we're just going to kind of start driving the loop and seeing where there's spots. Hopefully we'll see some bears or some elk or deer or something like that. So right now the light's pretty good. It's about 7:30. We've got some fog, so if there are some bears out, should be some interesting shots. We'll see exactly what it looks like if we see anything. But for now, we're just going to kind of cruise. We've got some horses over there, but I don't think that's really a shot that I want to get at this point. So we're going to kind of cruise around and see what we find. So as we're driving through here, there's all these fields out here, and I keep looking out, and the light is nice, the fog is there, and if there was a bear like somewhere in that field, it would be pretty awesome, but so far there's nothing. All right, we saw some deer, but they were not in the photographing mood. They ran away pretty quickly before I could get any real shots. So at least we saw something. Oh wow, look at that spider web. Stop. I want to get a picture of that spider. There's a really cool giant spider web covered in dew. I think it'd be a pretty shot. Not a bear, but a cool shot. So this spider web over here, and with all the dew and the light, it just really stands out. I have no idea if it's going to make a good photo or not, and I don't really have the right lens on for this, but I figure we're going to give it a shot. I think it'd be a lot cooler if there was like a giant spider in the middle of it, but there's just not. It's really pretty here with the fog and everything. Everything is just very beautiful, but there are just no photos. There's nothing that really grabs me, particularly right now when I'm in sort of like wildlife bear mode versus like epic landscape mode. I don't know. It's nice, it's pretty. We're like the only ones here. There's a couple other people here, but for the most part, no one's getting here this early. Which is nice. Ooh, actually, stop real quick. I see. All right, remember what I said about landscape mode? I see a tree that I think would be a pretty just landscape picture. I'm gonna try to take a picture of that. So there's this little tree that's in this field that's just sort of off on its own in the middle of like where all the fog is, and I don't know why. It just seems very eerie and isolated when you can't see anything else, and I like it. So I'm taking a picture of it. Will it be any good? Probably not, but I'm going for it anyway. All right, let's keep going. I'll tell you what, right now the light is just beautiful. Like, you got this early morning sun. It's nice and gold, and then you've got all this fog that it's sort of like reflecting in and softening, and it's beautiful, but there's no photos. That's the way it goes sometimes. All right, so we found some more deer up here, a couple of good bucks. Looks like they're getting kind of spooked though. Maybe we can get a picture. We'll see. They gone. They gone. Didn't get very many good pictures. I didn't think I got any good pictures, but at least we're trying. Well, we have gotten to the point where a bunch of other people are starting to show up. So it's about 8:20ish, 8:30, and because it's Jeep Invasion, there's a lot of people in the area this weekend, and so a lot of Jeeps are starting to show up, which means more people, which means less opportunity. But we're also, you know, going to continue on and see if we get lucky. So there's people in front of us that were stopped and adamantly looking at the woods and taking pictures and things, but I don't know if they were taking a picture of a bear or just something else, or they scared the bear away, or the bear is now gone. But we're looking to see if we see anything. Oh yeah, there's a bear. Okay, it's behind these trees now. Yeah, I see him. All right. So we've got a bear, but unfortunately he's busy rooting in a tree, so it's not a very good picture. Oh, there's a little cub sitting there. It's a picture, it's a snapshot, it's not a very good photograph. There's two babies. Oh, maybe we can get the cub. I wasn't able to get a good photo of the bear. The woods were too dark and speckled, and there was just too much in terms of distracting elements, but that's okay. This wasn't about getting a great photo, it was just about the act of trying. All right, we finished up at Cades Cove. We went around the loop a couple more times, didn't see any more animals, and the light was getting a little bit too harsh. But now we are at Parson Branch Road, which is a fun little four-wheel drive trail out of the back of Cades Cove that will lead to Tail of the Dragon. It's a really fun little trail, and we're gonna go have an adventure. Parsons Branch Road is a narrow one-way gravel road that's hidden away beyond the bustle of Cades Cove. It's an under-the-radar 8-mile gravel road that trades the crowds of Cades Cove for quiet scenic wonder. All right, so this is a great time for me to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, onX Off-Road. onX is an on and offline mapping software that allows you to track your routes, plan routes on and offline, and then use those routes on your phone as you're exploring. They also have a ton of routes built directly into the app. Some of my favorites, like the Georgia Traverse, but they also have Parsons Branch Road, which we're on right now. If you're interested in onX Off-Road, there'll be a link in the description below where you can get 20% off your membership. Anyway, back to the video. This historic route, first carved in the early 1800s by Cades Cove settlers to reach the Little Tennessee River, is steeped in over 180 years of Appalachian history. Today, it's far less traveled than other park roads, making it a perfect but easy escape. Along the way, watch for shallow creek crossings and wildlife peeking between the trees. While this trail is easy even for a stock Jeep or 4x4, high clearance vehicles are recommended. Parson Branch Road is open to vehicles seasonally, from mid-April through mid-November. In the winter, snow, ice, and high water levels make it unsafe, so the park closes it to protect visitors. So the next time you're planning your Smoky Mountain adventure, skip the usual loops, follow Parson Branch Road instead. All right, we finished Parsons Branch Road. It was a lot of fun, very simple, very stock-friendly trail. In fact, might even be simpler than last time I went on. It looks like it might have been graded fairly recently, but we had a great time. It was awesome to go to Cades Cove and look for bears. Even though we didn't have a great photography experience with it, it was still fun to get out with the camera and do some photography, or at least try. So anyway, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel a lot. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. There's gonna be a lot more adventures coming up, a lot of photography expeditions, all kinds of good stuff. You won't want to miss it. And if you've ever been here and you had a good time, let me know in the comments down below what you thought. Again, thank you to onX for sponsoring this video. Until next time, God bless, and we'll see you on the trails. Peace.